Peace. Kofa, G.R.O.W.T.H Entertainment. Wake your glass up. What's going on, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Today is February the 12th, 2025. The time is now 7:30 p.m. in the lovely city of Atlanta, Georgia. That is Eastern Standard Time. Once again, this is G.R.O.W.T.H Entertainment, where GROW stands for Gentlemen Reaching Our Wealth Through Healing. This is where we help men find a positive fuck it. I am your humble host, Kofa, K-O-F-A, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Easy to say, easy to spell, right there on the screen. General housekeeping, you know how to use Cash App, you know how to use PayPal, you've been doing it long enough. You also know how to use that super chat and super sticker button if you've been in the YouTube streets long enough. Donate as you see fit. It helps the channel to grow. You see the subscribers are climbing. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Salute to all of you. I don't know if it's male, female, young or old, white or black. Thank you all for being in here. What you will do, even if you don't want to donate, is take your shoes off when you come in my house. Hit the like button. The like button is free. There is no excuse for even sticking your head in the door or driving past the house and waving without hitting that like button. So take your shoes off when you come in my house. Hit the like button. The like button is free. I'm going to go ahead and hit y'all with Randy before we get to the comments. Thank y'all again for being in here.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful art. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely. And
back on me. Now I'm going to get to y'all comments. Make sure, again, you smash that like button. Also, hit the share button. Share this on your Facebook, Instagram. Take it, chop it up, argue with me, tell me I ain't shit. I really don't care. Just share the content. Let's keep the conversation going and then turn the conversation into doing something, which is what we're going to talk about tonight with Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance. This will not be I'm hating on Kendrick Lamar's performance or message that he put out there, but we do have some things to talk about culturally. Again, thank y'all for being in here. Let's get to these comments. First brother of the night, always big supporter, day one on YouTube. Thank you, good brother, Corey Joe.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Brother DG in the building, the legend. Thank you for always supporting, brother. Thank you.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Son Moses in the building. It's been a minute.
Knocks down another three ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Salty Fighter Biker says, what's up, Kofa? Good to see ya.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Been here a good minute. Look, DG says, Sofa. Kofa, I sent you the link so you can get that Say Drake t-shirt. No. Can't skip over BT. BT is going to be on with me in a second when I get through these initial videos. I promise I won't be long getting through the videos. We're going to have a conversation. Then I'm going to let BT have the mic because he has to address the Serena Williams crip walking situation. I'm going to touch on it a little bit, but then I'm going to let him get a little bit deeper. He says, salute Kofa and the chat. Thank you again, good brother. BT says, you shared it on your YouTube post. I appreciate it, good brother. Thank you. Derek says, Kofa spell check, keep changing your name. Again, Kofa, not sofa. But I do, that's how I do remind people. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Cause they be like, Kofa, like that. K-O-F-A, Kofa rhymes with sofa. Oh, okay, I got it. But it is what it is. But we're gonna get into this tonight. I've gotten pushback on my personal Facebook page. I don't think too many people responded on Instagram or whatever, but had these conversations. I told y'all 100 damn times. I've been woke before the sun got up.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
So yes, I caught the symbolism in Kendrick's halftime show. Brothers making the American flag, showing that we are the fabric of America and all those different things. The lowercase a chain, A minor, I get it all. And then he has Samuel Jackson come out as Uncle Sam, the personification of America, saying, oh, they want you to be, calm, nice. And then he goes into, be humble and all that. But that's going to be the first video. I'm going to let this run and see if y'all picked up on anything. It's about 3 minutes, but I'm going to let it run as it points some things out. But tonight's focus is not about Kendrick, not even truly about Serena Williams, crip walking and all that. It's about our culture. This is another galvanizing moment, I feel, that everybody's excited about and everybody's latching on to. And the question of the night is, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do about it? Other than tweet, other than argue online, other than go back and forth with your homeboys. Because again, to me, Kendrick's performance himself was a little bit lackluster. I think he went through the motions, but the dancers killed it. That was my favorite part of it. It just wasn't overall a good performance to me, but like so many of you, have pointed out, it wasn't a performance, it was a message. Cool, I get it. But we'll get into that in a second. Let's get to this first video, the symbolism.
A whole lot of people.
Typical Kendrick Lamar dumb stuff.
Let me bring it back a little bit.
Kendrick's Super Bowl performance has upset a whole lot of people.
Typical Kendrick Lamar dumb stuff.
The stadium goes dark. 9 boxes are illuminated in the center of the field. Flashes of a triangle, square, X and O of a game controller appear in the corners. Then a spotlight hits the middle square.
It's your Uncle Sam.
Hold up. A black Uncle Sam with Donald Trump in the crowd. Shit. The camera cuts to Kendrick standing on a 1987 black Buick GNX. Of course, GNX is the title of his most recent album, but 1987 is also the year Kendrick was born.
Pause it real quick. Again, Samuel Jackson is Uncle Sam, and we have to mention that old Donald Trump was in the crowd, and we told them. This is another thing about the culture that kills me. We told them. He showed them by usually yelling, doing something performative, more symbolism, nothing happens. We saw this with the push for Kamala Harris last year. We've seen it in our politics. We've seen it in religion. This is a cultural issue for me. This is why I wanted to talk about this straight up and down. I don't think Kendrick is whack. I just don't think the brother is Jesus like so many people have made him out to be, but I get it. Speaking of his title, Gen X, it's your turn to pick up this mantle and do something, right? Everybody always wants to chastise the older generation for having things messed up. They didn't fix it. We didn't do this. White supremacy this, the president that. And I'm gonna just go ahead and lay this out here. If you don't do something in this second term with Donald Trump being in here, as BT and me and him had these conversations, Donald Trump already gave you his playbook. We've seen him in a presidency before. We did nothing with it as a group. So I have to question, how bad is Donald Trump? And then I have to make a point, maybe he's the best thing for black people recently, because now we need to do something, right? If you hate the man so much, you hate what America stands for, you hate what we're doing and all that, even though with Kendrick's symbolism, us being the fabric of what America is, I'm asking again, what are you individually out there going to do? That's for male, female, black, white, whatever. What are you going to do? Mostly talking to the black community tonight. But if you have such an issue with the people that have issue with this performance, because that's what it was, I don't give a fuck about a message. It's still a performance. If you have such an issue with that other side having an issue with this, what are you going to do about it? Let's keep running.
As he crouches motionless on the hood of the car, the only movement you see comes from the swinging pendant around his neck. When you look closer, it's a lowercase letter A, which I guess in Kendrick's world can only symbolize A minor. When he finally stands up, he has a warning for us all.
The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy.
I really don't know what he said.
Maybe Jay-Z did pick the wrong guy, because Kendrick wasn't there to perform any lollipop songs.
Yeah.
Dressed in bell-bottom jeans and a fitted black cap to the back, which if you look closer, has the emblem of a feather pinned to it. And for those who don't know, a feather on a cap symbolizes an achievement or honor that somebody can be proud of. Then there's a jacket. What many viewers initially thought was a Florida Gators jacket is in fact a custom piece that reads Gloria across the front. Yes, Gloria is the last track on this Gen X album, but in Spanish it also means glory. Now just as Kendrick begins to hit his flow, he's interrupted by Uncle Sam.
Mr. Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up!
Kendrick and his crew tighten up.
Pause it right there. When he posed that question, that caught my attention. Do you really know how to play the game? We've done all the bitching, moaning, crying, complaining, marching, snotting, hugging, singing "We Shall Overcome" for the last 60 some odd years. We've done this to those bad white people for 60 some odd years. But then we celebrate when it's us doing it to us. The reason why I wanted Lil Wayne, Cash Money, No Limit, because it was a New Orleans show. As somebody pointed out, the Super Bowl has been in New Orleans 10 times. They never did it. What I thought was going to happen, because when it was in LA a couple of years ago, they got two famous LA hip hop icons, Dr. Dre and Snoop. They brought it out. They did it for the West Coast, right? So why wouldn't you do the same thing for the South? As much culture is in New Orleans, as many people run to Mardi Gras every year, that would have been a show of all shows. Yes, me, woke Kofa, wanted to be entertained. This was cool. I have no problem with it. It was just a lackluster performance from Kendrick himself, but I love the symbolism. I got it off rip. But again, this is nothing that we have not seen. Maybe not on this scale because it's a Super Bowl, but then that goes again to the cultural aspect of our hero worship. We needed white people's platform to show out. You have had, as somebody pointed out again to me, where everybody thinks Kendrick Lamar is exactly what Lupe Fiasco is. But a lot of people don't talk about Lupe, don't fuck with Lupe. For those that don't know, Lupe performed at the White House during some sort of gala when President Obama was in there, and he was in the room. Obama was in the room when Lupe was performing, and they stopped his performance because he got too political. In that black president administration, them people escorted him out. So don't tell me about no message. Don't tell me what the fuck you support. Again, this big white people platform, and we show them. We put it all in their face. What are you going to do with it? Each generation has had some popular woke conscious rapper. My generation, we had Tupac, we had Nas, we had Outkast, Goody Mob. I can go on and on. There was more of a balance. And then it started to shift where there could only be one. On some Highlander shit. If any nerds or sci-fi people are in the building. Only one. And right now, Kendrick is it, even though he came out at a time with the likes of a G.R.O.W.T.H, a Big Crit, and others that were on the same type of tip of, hey, let's put this message of doing better as a community, and I'm representative of the community. I'm not shooting shit up. Because right before that, as hip-hop goes in waves, everybody was still on the street shit. Everybody was still on this trap shit. Let's keep on going.
Nod their heads in obedience, only to reveal a formation that resembles the American flag. Uncle Sam again interrupts, calling him a culture cheat code, before Kendrick says,
I want to perform their favorite song, but you know they love to sue.
He teases not like us, but instead brings out the first of Drake's ex-girlfriends, Scissor. After performing all the stars, Uncle Sam shows his approval.
That's what America wants. Nice and calm.
But then Kendrick pops back up.
40 acres and a mule, this is bigger than the music.
40 acres and a mule was a promise to give freed slaves land for economic independence, which, as we all know, has never materialized.
I'm nothing in reality.
The icing on the cake arrives when they cut from Kendrick to reveal the second of Drake's ex-girlfriends, Serena Williams, a native of Compton who, if you remember, did the exact same crip walk in 2012. This moment was met with disapproval by many onlookers at the time, just as Kendrick's performance also has.
Roger Goodell should be fired.
Question: how many more Super Bowl halftime shows do you think they'll let Jay-Z select?
Bring it back on me.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
The symbolism was there. Jay's in this spot, but it wasn't too long ago before Jay got in that spot for the NFL that we was all protesting. If we was really on code culturally, like we've been talking about the last couple of days, if we were truly on code, we still wouldn't be fucking with the NFL. But Cap got his cut, he got his check and cut out. Now all of a sudden, oh, they fixed it. They gave Jay-Z a position. Now he gets to pick who performs, or at least have his voice weighed in on who's performing. Which one do we want? Again, it wasn't too long ago that Lil Wayne could do no wrong, regardless of the drug use, the lean, the same derogatory lyrics about women, the face tats, the image of the thug. everybody talked about it was the culture. It's always the culture until the next funeral. Then we want to say, well, that's not black culture.
No.
My people, we cannot have it both ways. This again is why I'm doing this live tonight. Let me slide over to the comments. Heard a few of them come in. Where are we at? BT had dropped a good one. DG says, to be honest, some of it went over my head, and that's okay, bro. And I'm not shitting on anybody because it was a time I wasn't woke Kofa. I had to learn. I had to understand symbolism. So I'm not shitting on anybody who's finding themselves in that space now. My issue comes in is how we go in waves. We are always reactionary. So I would hope this moment at the Super Bowl halftime would galvanize us to do something as a community, but I know it's not. We say we're gonna start a revolution.
No, you're not. Yeah, no, you're not. No, you're not. Stop.
And the reason why I say that is not to shit on my people, but we have seen our brothers and sisters and our children murdered on camera. Go out there, protest, salute. We've gone out there, protest, torn up, certain areas of downtown and different cities and states. George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, and George Zimmerman still walk around healthy than a motherfucker. But again, we will praise the street culture when it's us on us. And somebody on Facebook, salute to my boy Shamar, he might be watching, but he said to chastise gang culture, essentially that I was being disingenuous, or it's dirty work, to paraphrase, to chastise gang culture and not talk about white supremacy. And I've told y'all I hate that phrase because white people are not superior to you, but black people keep using it, so subconsciously you still in them same fucking chains that you talking about you ain't going back to, but that Donald Trump is trying to put you in, but you're doing the same plantation ass behavior amongst your people. And this shit makes sense to us when we're justifying it. Yes, they dropped crack, AIDS, guns, all that shit in our community. We did not and do not have to use them. Our grandparents, our parents, our great grandparents, all of them came from less, but they got through that shit together and they emphasize education. We don't do that. We'll let a sister touch on that in a little bit. That's going to be one of the last videos of the night, but I just wanted to point that out. Culturally, we look at these symbols just like getting Juneteenth for a holiday. Symbolism. And we ate that shit up. We applauded the Democrats. Then we lose our damn minds when Trump or whoever else, Republicans, the left, whatever, are talking about removing MLK Day. If you know your history, you can still take off that damn day. Use some of your leave time. Instead of hopping on a cruise or hopping your ass on a plane, take off that day. If you truly down for the cause. But again, subconsciously, you still looking for white people or white America to give you stuff. And keep on going with the comments. BT says, side note, Trump left the game before the halftime show. Well, damn. BT also says, Lupe is my favorite rapper of all time.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Let me see. DG says Trump got booed. And he's still the motherfucking president.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
DG says Public Enemy. You know I'm a country boy. Can't nobody touch Outkast, in my opinion. If you didn't come out the Dungeon family, you can't fuck with Outkast. That's my opinion. They gave you info-edu-tainment. Salute the Public Enemy and Chuck D, because he's the one that coined the phrase edutainment. Education and entertainment is both at the same time, which is what Kendrick gave us. I have no qualms about him as an artist. I'm talking about us as a culture, because I see how excited our people get. We clap, we jump, we dance, all that shit, and then the moment fizzles out. We've seen it time and time again. We've seen our people die on camera, and a lot of these cops will walk around healthy, but the same people in your hood, as we'll talk about in a quick second, Same people in your hood are stacking up bodies, and everybody quiet about it. There's no big pushback on it. As many of us have platforms, we still find a way to be okay with this street culture until we don't want to claim it as black culture. Go ahead and get Brother Blaze super chat. I appreciate you, brother. He says, so Kofa got off the sofa and decided to go live, I see. Here's a 10 spot for the effort and consideration. All right, you gonna get... You're gonna get 5 times 2.
These last $2.
You know what? Blaze, you have paid your way to the top, bro. You are my #1 troll.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
He says he's done trolling for the night. KP from KC in the building. He says running towards victimhood with 2 hands holding a baton.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
They live for white recognition. We always do. You know who worry about white folks? Black folks. All the time, bro. Whether or not we mention we don't care what they think, but then we worried about what they do. But at the same time, you're not trying to do anything to combat that. What white people do to us in this country historically, we have turned around and do it to ourselves. And again, getting that passport and going across that water, I've seen our people do that to foreigners in their own fucking country.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
DG says, white America don't care about us. Exactly, bro. If we don't take care of us, I don't know how we're going to fight the power if we're not taking care of us. Blaze says, I'm from Cali. I do enjoy Kendrick's music. Now, given his artistry and body of work thus far, he gave the type of performance I expected. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
And again, I am A-okay with that. Brother Rod Neal in the building. Salute to you as well, good brother. Let's get to this next video as we talk about some of this California and gang culture and things like that we've always accepted, and now it's mainstream, and we're so happy that it's mainstream. Let's keep on going. Where we at?
Show him a little bit of that seawall, cuz.
Yo. By the way, you got my address, Snoop.
See, you put it on the runway walk, Doc. I had to give him the runway.
So let me ask you, Snoop, before we get into the music, right? Since Not Like Us, right? Everybody Crip walks.
And,
I don't give a fuck.
Not Crip walk, they blood walk and Crip walk.
It's both?
How many of y'all knew that it was a blood walk as well? We're going to get into the popularity thing with the culture in just a quick second. How many of y'all knew it was a blood walk as well?
Yeah, it's
blood
both.
walk is a thing.
Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, don't get it fucked up. It's real shit on the West.
I'm talking about
either or. Is it when you seen that stage when Kendrick was that night at that concert?
Right.
It was 98% Bloods up there.
I thought it was Crips. I'm saying I'm from the East Coast. So
why would they have all that red on?
Oh,
Pay attention, Nori. What the fuck?
Cause listen,
let me tell you what that record did do. It unified the West.
Wow.
So it may have been disrespectful, but it's hip hop.
Bring it back on me real quick. Heard what Snoop said, it unified the West, that record, which is cool. We need more unity in hip hop across the board. But again, we're mad at Drake because he beefing with Kendrick and he's not even from here. It was just a couple of years ago that everybody loved his music. Everybody was fucking with this man. And as many accolades as Kendrick has, and he's having a phenomenal February. Before the Super Bowl performance a week ago, he just won 5 fucking Grammys. Salute to him.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
So he's been killing it, but it was not a lot of talk about Kendrick. People were still on these new rappers coming out, and the salaciousness and the gangster rap led to the drill rap. But now those of us that listen or grew up during that era of gangster rap, we scratching our heads trying to figure out why these kids talking about killing. It's just like back in the 80s when brothers first started rapping, it was like, hey, this is what's going on in my community. Stay away from drugs. It's tearing up the community. self-destruction. Then it turned into, hey, I'm the drug dealer. I'm making all of this money, which morphed into trap. But who were you selling to? Your own people. And now what are this younger generation rapping about? Killing and using the drugs.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
So we went from don't do drugs to, oh no, we're so oppressed, to I have to sell crack to make this money. I don't care. Biggie had a line in Ready to Die where it was reversed. He said, I don't give a fuck if you're pregnant. Talking about robbing a pregnant woman. We've seen it portrayed in film. I know brothers who have talked about serving people that he knew were pregnant, women that he knew was pregnant. They talked about serving his homeboy's mama. And if she didn't have the money, getting sucked off or fucking his homeboy mama, because that's the game. We started accepting that shit. And then it became what drill is today, and these kids, these younger rappers dropping dead from drug overdoses. They're the younger generation. They're the kids of the women and brothers that you were selling drugs to. And we sit up and scratch our head as an older generation, Generation Xers, of going out here and asking these younger people what's going on. Like we didn't set this shit up. Like our parents, grandparents in the 70s didn't set this up with black exploitation. That's when you started seeing the pimping, the cocaine. Then it was heroin. And then it became crack. And on, and on, and on. And here we are, culturally. But we'll get a moment where everybody's together. And we'll sit around in a couple years and remember Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime performance and what he told Donald Trump. What are we going to do in the next 4 years? What are we going to do after that? That's my question. I'm chastising the culture, not Kendrick. That's why I said it's not his fault. It's ours. All he did was give us back what we say we've been craving. But we as a general public, what are we going to do with it? Let me get to y'all comments. KP says the race to the bottom is real. Indeed. BT says, I knew it was a blood walk. DG says, I didn't. BT says, fuck Dre, still haven't forgave him for what he did to D Barnes. I get it, bro. Brother Blaze says, if anything, though, just from the conversations I've had with people about the performance, they took issue with the Serena sea walking, given the tragedy that links her family with the Crips. BT, are you ready, bro? Go ahead and get ready to get in the queue. Salute to Boothbox Music for subscribing. Salute to you. I am grateful, brother. I truly am. Thank you. You are in the family now and you can't leave. But again, the blood walk versus the Crip walk goes into the popularity. Just like DG said, he didn't know it was a blood walk. Why? Because the popularity, Snoop, when that shit started hitting the airways back in the early 2000s, you know, Drop It Like It's Hot and all that shit. And Snoop was Crip walking and it got popular. This is what it goes to when you don't know about the gang culture in LA and how deeply embedded it is and how many lives of our people have taken because it's fun. But Snoop was the most popular Crip at the time, so it was cool. Then Game comes behind as a Blood and on it goes. Then you got Nipsey. Then you have YG. But again, because Snoop was Snoop, he popularized something that is part of gang culture that shouldn't be celebrated. That's they boogie. Let the bro just keep your regular old two-step. You start shuffling your feet and shit, because that shit spell out Crip when it's done correctly. That's why it's a Crip walk, not a Crip, Serena. And let's point this out. Again, popularity. Went to TikToxic. Salute them on the D.
You go, girl.
Went to TikToxic. On my left, I'm guessing on my left, it says Crip walk. I looked that up. Look what immediately comes up. Of course, it's going to bring up Serena because it's most recent, where she did the dance, Popularity, right? They got to get their algorithm right. Look on the right. I put in blood walk. Distressing content would not show me anything until I clicked that button and said show results. We love popularity in our community, y'all. That is a big problem. It is a big problem in our culture. But again, after that dope boy gets locked up and everybody forgets about him and somebody takes his spot, the cycle just continues. I don't get this for the life of me. It's only so many times we're going to be able to blame white people. It's only so many times we're going to be able to blame America. This shit isn't new. So you're telling me you have the game plan, you know the game plan, you have their playbook, you've seen this movie before, and we're going to keep doing the same shit as long as we can put it on TV, as long as it's popular. BT, go ahead and call up for me, bro. 1000 watts in the building. He says, sorry, I'm late. No, brother, you're right on time. Where we at? Big Mike says, man, I'm late again, bro. We just now getting warm. Booth Box says, I'm at the right place.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
BT also says, Bow Wow was crip walking as a kid, and guess who discovered Bow Wow? Snoop G.R.O.W.T.H.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Mike with alliteration. He says, we love popularity over people. As Kofa has always said, we have traded in our families for fun, and we traded in we traded in our families for fun. We traded in our finances for feelings. Salute for that, Mike. We love popularity over people.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
DG says, unfortunately, Kofa, it sells and we buy it up. BT is calling in. Hold on, let me get you set up, good brother. Stay right there. Uh-oh, there we go. Oh, I thought BT, you in there?
My bad, you hear me?
Yep, got you. Everybody drop a one in the chat if you can hear BT as I sip this. So while y'all dropping those ones, I want to make sure he come through clear because me and him talked about this a little bit earlier.
Let me get in the middle. Let me get comfortable.
You good,
I'm
bro?
trying to put my green light on. You can hear me?
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Hold on,
everybody said they can hear you.
Hold on.
Go ahead and give a shameless plug.
I got
a new website coming out, y'all. So it's gonna be new merch. But y'all see the cup. The cup is gonna be back up, but it won't be until next month. But I'll talk about that later. BT, I'm gonna pass you the mic, bro.
Give me a second. I want to. No, wait a minute. Give me a second. Let me change my headphones real quick.
You got that? Can you hear us? BT struggling a little bit. Got me struggle streaming, man. I was over here cooking, bro.
All right, we good? We good?
Yeah, bro, we good. We got you.
My bad. Yo, cause you know what it is? I got these new headphones, so I got like 2 different headphone jacks, and I want to use these because you don't see the over-the-air headphones. I be having me feeling insecure, yo. Like I be feeling some type of way having those headphones.
All right. But I'm gonna let you cook on Serena because this is a conversation we had, and BT took a little bit deeper as far as gang culture and our community's acceptance of those things when it's all in the name of fun. And like I told him on the phone earlier, it's always fun until the next funeral. But I'm gonna pass it to you, BT. You got it.
All right. So when it comes to, I guess that one part of Serena Williams doing the crip walk on the Super Bowl stage, it killed me. It disturbed me because I know what crips mean to somebody like her, right? And let me just take it back a bit. So people were saying that she was trolling Drake. Honestly, if she was trolling Drake, I first had an issue with it being a married man and saying like, damn, if my wife was to go on that stage to get back at her ex, I'd be like, damn, why is she giving the ex the energy, right? That's how I feel. That's just, real BT, real rap Ron feelings. Why would you give your ex that attention? But Drake has been throwing subtle shots at Serena Williams, and honestly, he brought her into the rap beef. A lot of people don't know. When Drake said, your darkest secrets are coming to light, we see it's all in your face like what happened to Mike. He talking about Serena Williams bleaching her skin. So it was a lot of lines. Like when Drake said that on Family Matters, that was about Serena Williams, right? So he brought her into the beef for no reason. Like, she's not a rapper. It's somebody you dated, and it's like, you still holding on to the relationship, you still being petty. So if that's what she wanted to do, and she wanted that moment to get her lick back, all right, I'm cool with that, right?
Yeah.
But when I seen her crip walking, like if she was on stage and like she was just like bopping, or she was just doing something like that wasn't related to a gang, that for you to have your sister, somebody that's in your family, literally killed by this gang, the colors that you're wearing, the dance that you're doing that represents this gang, and now you on the stage, the biggest stage in America, which is what? The Super Bowl. Right? They said that his viewership broke Michael Jackson's record. So you took that opportunity to pay homage to a gang, not to pay homage to where you're from, because we're gonna get to that later. You paid homage to a gang. And let's get back to where Serena Williams is really from, right? Because a lot of people don't know this. Serena Williams was born, if I'm not mistaken, in Michigan, right, Kofa, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
I think she was born in Michigan. She moved to Cali when she was 3. Once they realized that Serena Williams was a tennis protege, she moved to Florida at 9, 10 years old. So you was only there for 6 years. That is not your culture. So your father, seeing the environment that you lived in, had the presence of mind of saying, all right, let me get my family out of here. Let me take my children to another state where this gang culture is not at, where they could excel. And I could now have my family safe and become the best they could be, in which Serena Williams is arguably the best tennis player of all time, male or female. But, you know, she only could play against females. So the way that she dominated females, she could be arguably the best tennis player of all time. So your father made the sacrifices. You, Serena Williams, made the sacrifices as a child athlete. And you want to pay homage to a gang that killed your sister. I can't sit well with that, bro. I can't sit well with that. And have you ever heard of the Temptation of Doubt?
No.
All right, so the Temptation of Doubt was by W.E.B. Du Bois, The Souls of Black Folks. I think it was like an essay or a thesis or whatever he made. And he said the temptation of doubt is when you're doing all this work for your people, but unfortunately, you start having that temptation of doubt, like there's going to be no change. And when I seen the reaction of people saying like, damn, yo, she did that. Yo, she crippled, she did this and did that. I'm like, yo, are we really just stuck? Are we really just trapped by this gang culture? And I had that temptation for a second, that W.E.B. Du Bois mentioned.
So share that personal story with me, where you were talking about your homegirl that moved from Compton.
So
the one with your homegirl and your homeboy that you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
share that.
I'll get to it. Yeah, so I'm not gonna say no names, but if you know me in real life, you know exactly who I'm talking about. So when I was in 11th grade, right? I was in 11th grade, and we had a student that moved from Compton, California to New York, right? So she moved literally from one coast to another coast. So she's from Compton. She grew up in that area. She now is in Long Island, New York. And that's when the blood started coming to New York. So the blood started coming to New York when I was like in 10th grade. So that's like around 1999. So like in 11th grade, she, it was like 2000. So she's like, why do New York have bloods? This is not a game. Why do New York have bloods? Why is there so many bloods out here? And at the time, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just thought that was the new culture of New York. I'm like, I don't know why there's bloods. It is what it is. It's just bloods out here. And she was like, yo, this is not it. Somebody who's from Compton moving to New York and seeing that, she was confused. Like, why would you want to have your environment like this? Right? And now fast forward, one of my first friend, right? My first childhood friend, he was blood, and he got into some street beef, and the way they retaliated his street beef was to shoot up anywhere that he may be. So that could be his house, that could be his aunt's house, that could be his grandmother's house, which is the block that we both grew up on. And they shot up all these areas. So for them trying to get back at him, they shot up the block that I lived on and shot up my mom's house, because my mom lived 2 doors down from where his grandmother's house was at. So I was at work. I was home working on my project, and I'm like, damn, I'm looking down, so the garbage, like, I gotta take this garbage out. And I didn't take the garbage out, but after the shooting, I looked outside to see where the bullets hit. The bullets hit the door, was parallel to my head. So if I would have taken that garbage out, at that time they did the drive-by, I wouldn't be here right now. Just because that bullet was parallel to my head.
For the culture.
For the culture. And I had to start making sacrifices to have my son go to Queens. So if you know anything about Long Island or about New York, I lived in Long Island. My son's family, like his mom's family, lived in Queens. I had to have him stay in Queens, pick him up early in the morning to take him back to school because it wasn't safe for him to get off the bus and walk home. That's what gang culture is. That's what I had to go through personally. Hearing stories from my friend from Compton that I still speak to this day. Seeing my house getting shot up because they trying to shoot my childhood friend, which ultimately they did catch up to him and they did kill him. So that's gang culture. Seeing Serena Williams knowing that her sister was a hit in a drive-by. You know what I'm saying? Being in the streets, seeing somebody pull out a gun, you start doing a little Kim. You can dodge behind cars and, you know, go behind this building, go behind that building so you won't get hit by a stray bullet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was literally in the car one time, somebody shooting down the street, on top of the block, shooting down the block. So recklessly that I'm in my car ducking and I see like the wind breaking, you know, like how the wind breaks when the bullets go by.
Yeah.
Seeing that in real life, that's gang culture. That's what she's about. That's what she's representing on that stage. Is if it was to get back at Drake, you could have did it any other way. If you wanted to represent Compton for the, 5 to 6 years you lived there, you could have did it any other way. But you decided to wear blue and do a dance that represents a terrorist group, if you want to say it, that killed your sister. That's like a Jewish person doing the Hitler, like with their shit that they be doing with their hands up. That's like a Jewish person doing that, in my opinion. That's how I look at it, from going through what I went through and seeing what other people who lost lives, the people I know personally, who lost their lives to this culture. And that's in New York. We are a drop in the ocean compared to what it is in California. But I still know people who lost their lives. And I'll take it one more step. I met this girl, right? I was in St. Louis. I met this girl in St. Louis, and she was younger, and she said, I'm tired of living here. I'm tired of going to funerals. She was no more than 22 years old. She talked about she was going to funerals every other month because of the street culture that was in St. Louis. It's from the East Coast to the West Coast, from the North to the South, to the Midwest. It's all over. And she represented that on that stage. This ain't got nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar. This ain't got nothing to do with Samuel L. Jackson. It's got nothing to do with SZA. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Kendrick Lamar had 3 songs at the Super Bowl that he got at Drake. Nothing to do with that. She disappointed me. It was heartbreaking seeing that, bro.
Yeah. Hold on, we lost sound real quick. Oh, maybe it might be delayed. You had a crazy delay, but we could hear you clear as day.
Okay, so, my bad. Yeah.
No, you good, bro.
Yeah.
No, we good. I just wanted to get that story, bro. I'm gonna drop you down and go ahead and get back to the comments. But I just wanted to have somebody who was impacted by that, who again may not be here, all in the name of fun. See, when we put it on these platforms, you throw an 808 up under it, you tell a hood story or whatever. All these things can be cautionary tales, but oftentimes they're not, because we're highlighting the money, the cars, the women, the lifestyle. Then it becomes the culture. And then we want to push back as soon as white people produce a movie and have a character in there. And then we want to call them Sambos and everything. Or if a brother like me or or BT talks about this shit, then we're sellouts. But just wanted to point that out, bro. I appreciate you coming up. We're going to cook a little bit longer. It's not going to be too much longer, and then we're going to roll out. Just wanted to drive that point home about gang culture. Say it again.
I said, we know it's going to be a lot longer than a little bit longer.
Nah, bro. Nah. I'm going to drop you down, bro. I appreciate you.
All right, peace.
All right, peace. You're going to come back to it. Come back on me. So that was the point that I kind of wanted to drive home about the gang culture. It's all fun until the next funeral. We always got to joke about it. We always got to push back. I'm about to get to y'all comments in a second. But as long as we keep doing that and okaying it, white people are going to feel like it's okay for them to do it as well. They already started that shit. Why are we continuing? Why are we taking the baton from them and then running it and doing it ourselves. Well, it's just a dance. She was just having fun. Like BT mentioned. Drake had trolled her first, this, that, and the third. But why that dance? Why at that time? Again, it goes back to when she was at Wimbledon before, and they slapped her hand. She got a fine then. And this, again, is the culture. Thumbing our nose at white people. Aha, what are you going to do about it? I did something. But our communities still are the communities. It's exactly what we did when we had 8 years of Obama. We made excuses. The Congressional Black Caucus only met with Obama twice in them 8 years because we thought it was a fix. Somebody also gave pushback saying, oh, Lil Wayne said he never experienced racism. There wasn't no racism. It's the same shit the black people said.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
During Obama's tenure, he got up there at Morehouse and told those young men, I think I played the clip last time, that you don't have any more excuses because they got degrees. Like this still wasn't America just because he was the sitting president. Just like he came in at the 11th hour trying to cape for Kamala and shame black men and wave his finger at black men. And 80% of black men voted for Kamala. We do this shit all the time. We are a reactionary culture, and that is a issue. That is my issue with everybody being so hyped. Cool. Kendrick killed the show. Your opinion, whoever opinion, don't care. He killed the show. What's next? Let me get to y'all comments. We're going to keep on rolling. Brother Blaze says, there's absolutely a blood walk, but it wasn't as massively popular like the sea walk was back in the day. I think I touched on that. DG says, had a question for BT. He says, oh, BT got the anime effect going on. His lips are moving, but his voice is delayed. Yeah, we had a little bit of delay. Yeah, like old school kung fu movies. Uptown Bag says he don't know what he talking about. Okay. Y'all got to clarify that some more. Salute to Jacqueline Randall being in the building. She says, because that's not what it's about. That's your small thinking. She went as an act of defiance, just like Kendrick Lamar, because she was fine when she did the dance at the World Cup. I said Wimbledon, World Cup. Either way, I don't believe. Jacqueline says, I'm very small-minded, or maybe BT. I don't see it like that, sis. I really don't. Because again, we'll gloss over this shit. Again, small-minded, sell out, whatever you want to say. We'll gloss over shit like this and say, oh, she did it as defiance. Why in the fuck do we have to defy white people or America? Why? Why do we feel the need to do that? You don't need their validation. But we're constantly screaming about white supremacy. Again, I don't think you were in the chat, Jacqueline, but I said it before. You know who worry about white folks? Black folks.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Blaze says gang culture in Cali in the 90s and early 2000s was something else, man. You just had to watch your movements and know where to go and where not to go. But sometimes the BS would still find you. Shaking my head.
But wait, it gets worse.
Brothers dipping and dodging, trying to stay out of that shit. And again, it goes to the cultural aspect, as this sister is getting ready to come up here and talk about. It goes to the cultural aspect. Bruh, I can move, but this is my environment. But your environment doesn't have to be like that. Everybody look like each other, but we will do this shit to each other. But again, we're getting pushback because we're pushing back about a dance. You're more upset about a dance and my stance than the fact that this brother just sat on this screen and told you his personal story, Jacqueline, that he may not have been here because of gang culture. Let's keep on going. Son Moses in the building. Did I miss him? Oh, damn. There goes Son. Son, did I speak earlier? My bad. If I didn't, what's going on, good brother? Let me keep on scrolling. DG says, all my life there's been hood movies, pimps, 304s, and such. It was I don't know what that typo is, bro. You got to clarify that one. JC says, salute, good people. Salute to you, good brother. Mike says he talking facts about the migration of Bloods in the late 90s, early 2000s. BT, if you're still in the chat, this is my boy Mike from the Army. He from Brooklyn. I know a lot of people from New York. I met a lot of people, and I've heard these similar stories. Everybody got their own different story of this happened or that happened. But that migration that Mike just mentioned, I've heard about it for the longest. And then it started making its way down here in the South. But in the South, guess what it was mainly? It was drug dealers. You know why? Because that dope coming off the boat in Miami got to make its way up through the South. It becomes part of the culture. And then we don't want to claim it as part of the culture when we got to bury somebody. Or when we have these conversations, or we have these larger conversations in front of white people on CNN and Fox and everything else. Well, that's not black culture. Wokety, woke, 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 woke. And we're going to have a revolution. And this time, again, we're defending a dance and gang culture. And then we clowning these white people who are in control that didn't lock up the other white people that stormed the Capitol on January 6th. But guess what? Them white folks did something.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
They didn't talk about it. They were about it. You know how difficult it is to get a lot of black people to actually carry a weapon legally and get trained? Anybody can go buy a pistol, but a lot of us don't know how to use that shit. So what fucking revolution are we gonna have? What? That's a big question tonight. What are you gonna do? You gonna start a revolution?
No, you're not. Yeah, no, you're not. No, you're not. Stop.
Back on me. Are you? Prove Kofa wrong. But again, who is Kofa, right? He's wrong. I'm small-minded. Maybe even a sellout tonight. I've heard it all. But guess what? When I had my nose in them damn books, while I was working my ass off for my daughter, not doing a biggie, not I got to stand in front of this building and sell crack just to feed my daughter. No, I put on some tight-ass security pants. It was, what's your boy name? From Martin with the flashlight. That's who I was to feed my child. I threw on that military uniform to feed my child. There's options out here that we always giving pushback about. One of my boys told me that because I was in the Army, I was working for the people we were fighting against. This was during Trump's first administration. A lot of y'all motherfuckers, if Trump get elected, I'm gonna lead the country. No, the fuck you.
No, you're not. Yeah, no, you're not. No, you're not. Stop.
But hop your monkey ass on social media or YouTube somewhere talking shit about passport bros. When the brothers are actually taking the option, if they want to go, they truly can. I'm not talking about bros with passports. I'm talking about passport bros. Brothers that can pick up their shit and leave. I know a couple of them. Most recent one I met, the brother was out of the States in 60 days. And 2 other black men helped him get out of States. Not on no felonious type of shit. He got sick of the shit and he left. Because he set himself up to. But he did the work that a lot of us will call lame and goofy and boring. And I'm not doing that shit. And these white folks ain't gonna let me. Keep on going with y'all comments. DG says, salute BT for that 10 spot. I appreciate it. He says, my life, there's been hood. Oh, I got to that. All my life. Okay, I got it, DG. DG says, for example, only 2% of the weed stores are owned by blacks, $1 billion a year industry. And yes, we know how white people locked up so many people for small weed crimes. But how many brothers didn't get caught, but how many brothers are still buying that shit and they even thought to open up their own store? But you know what another cultural thing we did? We had to move out to the suburbs with them same white folks you don't like for better schools instead of educating your own children. I told you Kofa was wokety woke for a long time. I have sat in the room and heard Dr. Francis Cress Welsing speak. Professor Griff. Hell, Umar. Don't care how you feel about him about the school. The brother is intelligent. Michael Eric Dyson. Got the books, read the books, was living it. Volunteered well over the 6 years I've told y'all about just in the last few years. Been working with black youth since I was a black youth.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
My own people told me it was lame, it was crazy, them ain't your kids, why you worried about it, everything under the sun. And I got tired of getting pushback from the young men that are raised by single mothers, and their mothers are in their ear telling them damn near the direct opposite to do what the fuck I'm telling them to do, because she don't want him to go in the military because something might happen. But this nigga blooding, cripping, GDing, VLing, and everything else under the sun. But we're the problem because we pointing out this cultural stuff. Let's keep going. We love symbolism. We love symbolism. BT says, I think she means I'm small-minded. Either way, brother, you got up here and told a story that's true. You could not have been here twice behind gang culture, but it's fun to others, right? Again, it's fun until the next funeral. Brother DG says, I was saying it was only an inner city thing until white America wanted to make money. It sounded like that shit spread some of everywhere. So while we were doing the action, this is my big thing about that. We're doing the fucking action. White people can promote it all damn day. So what other people are telling me, because white people promote it and put it in film, TV, display you as this caricature, you're going to do the shit in real life. I've said it here. I've said it everywhere. I'm going to keep saying it. They want our boys to be thugs. They want our girls to be thoughts. And we keep playing into their fucking hands.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Appreciate you sticking and staying. BT says, salute, Mike. New York connection right there. Blaze says, trust me, ain't a damn thing fun or enjoyable about getting swept up in some BS, and now the chances of your life getting cut short are extremely high. Don't be foolish and play with your life. Big facts, brother. I appreciate that. BT says, I understand why Jacqueline would say that. What Serena did in her eyes was a moment for her to be proud of.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
As Missy Michonne always says with black women, you ain't gonna tell me, I'ma tell you. I'ma tell you. It was an act of defiance. Tell that same shit to another black mother that gotta put her son in the ground because of some shit that Blaze was just saying. Her son then tried to stay the fuck out the way and still got swept up in that shit. BT with the $10 bomb, he says, thanks for having me on. You know what time it is, brother. 5 times 2.
These last $2.
And for coming up, I'm gonna hit you with Uno.
Donations, 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 gifts, gifts, gifts.
Back on me. Appreciate that, BT. 1000 Watts says, good job, bro. Indeed. He also says, ain't Serena like 45?
Got it! Hotter than fish grease! Blaze with the $5 super chat. He said, here's a nice 5 spot. Don't ever say wokety woke again.
Each time when I come here, I am abused.
Appreciate the 5 spot again, Blaze. Damn, BT, I'm glad you're still here, brother. He says it was more than twice, but it was the only 2 times I mentioned. Yeah, Blaze. Troll ass. I appreciate you, bro. I really do, man. I really, really do. Let's keep on rolling. Let's get into some other things about the culture. I promise y'all we're going to wrap up soon.
Zulkarnain Nantambu, the performer who raised a Sudanese-Palestinian flag during Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show, has no regrets about his protest, which he says was a message of solidarity with the victims of conflicts in Sudan and Gaza. The self-proclaimed freedom fighter explained that his actions were inspired by his faith in Islam, not politics. Nantambu, who had been hired as a participant in the show and was involved in the Super Bowl preparations for 2 weeks, unfurled the flag on a car prop during Lamar's set, ran around the field, and was quickly removed by security, exposing a significant security lapse at the event. While banned from NFL stadiums for life, he has not been charged. Nantambu maintains the protest was not part of Lamar's performance, stating that the rapper had no prior knowledge of his actions. Despite facing backlash, Nantambu has been praised on social media for drawing attention to the conflicts and standing up for Muslims in these regions. Did you notice this during the halftime performance?
Back on me. I know some people noticed it. Some people called the next day a social media call fire, but salute to that brother. He stood his ground and he supported his people, right? Didn't have shit to do with politics. Didn't have shit to do with Trump. Had everything to do with his belief in Islam and the Most High. Matter of fact, this brother get a
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Allahu Akbar. All praise the Most High. So that brother stood on his ground. But again, in our culture, in America, I'm going to speak specifically here in the South. If you're a Muslim black, how dare you? How dare you be raised in a Christian home? We will nitpick about a lot of these things. Well, we were looking the other way and or applauding as the Biden administration sent all that money to Ukraine. But this brother stood with his people in the largest platform in the world, right? And you can see that big ass flag, but we so worried about Serena crip walking because that's what you get, Chinna's world. You shouldn't have fined her or chastised her some years back. Let her crip walk all over the world because it's an act of defiance. Once again, symbolism. Got any more comments? Let's go. This is going to be the last clip of the night. I'm going to stay in the chat a couple of minutes when I play one last song. I want to play it in its entirety, so I'll be in the chat with y'all. But this is the last clip of the night. BT, drop that sister's name, bro, because I forgot it again. I did subscribe to her. Let me get black. Y'all see this man keep saying he's not going to troll me the rest of the night. He says, hold up. Are we doing a 6K sub celebration or what? I don't know yet, bro. It won't be this week. It won't be this weekend because I got to go get Crown. I got to go pick up my son. Salute to him.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Got to go be daddy this weekend, but that's not a bad idea, you trolling son of a bitch. But yeah, we could do a 6,000 sub celebration. I don't know what we're going to do, but we'll figure it out. But I appreciate that, Blaze. BT, if you're still in here, drop that sister name, the one I was telling you, the clip I showed you that I'm about to play. But let's go ahead and get into this clip. This sister is focusing on, again, on the culture and our love for ratchetness / street behavior. She starts out mentioning black women, but I wanted to use this clip because it's all of us.
We're all infected.
Y'all know that clip has been a while since I played it, but we're all infected. Let's keep on going. Where we at? Bam.
Black women have the support of a massive group that participates in ratchet behavior and ratchet thinking. Now, white, Asian, and Hispanic, they got ratchet people, but you had to go away from the group to do that. They don't house you. They don't nurture that. The black community, the massive group accepts it and nurtures it. It's totally backwards. Rather than sending the ratchets away, the massive black groups bring the ratchets. There's a safe space for them. When they're confronted, you look like the minority because you are the minority that confronts that culture, and they're the majority. This is the only group, this is the culture where the ratchets has the power socially. The nerds, the high value minded people. When I'm talking about high values, I'm talking about pro-social values, generosity, respect, honor, faithfulness, kindness. I'm talking about community. High values your way of being. The people like us, we in the black community are the rejects. In other groups, the ratchets are the rejects. In other groups, that's for entertainment for them. They go home doing the right thing. The smart people are elevated because they know you're the key to our progress. In our group, the smart ones are rejected and they think you trying to, oppress them. It's interesting. You so backwards. You think we trying to oppress you. We trying to free you.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
sister's name is Taylor Chandler. Hold up. She also gets a
You go, girl.
salute to her. She just cooked in that 1 minute and something seconds. There's a safe place for street shit and ratchetness. Every step of the way, I've seen intelligent brothers catch it. I've seen intelligent sisters catch it. And then guess what? When those sisters get in these these spaces of working up through corporate America, they turn around and complain because it's not enough black men here. Let me tell y'all sisters something. As we move up, there's not enough black women up there as well. Unless it's the sister in HR. And she can determine whether or not I got a goddamn job tomorrow. I'm going to talk about that on part 2 on the Don Father, because I'm going to circle back to Donald Trump and this whole DEI and where the country is going after this. So I did Donald Trump 1. I'm doing this tonight about the culture, and then we're going to look at the Don Father part 2. But again, I've been affected by DEI. As a DEI hire.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
And not in a positive way.
No.
But you guys will get that story. I think I might have touched on it a little bit, but I'll share it again. That was the last video of the night. Now we're going to get into my favorite song. But first, let me thank everybody for the super chats. Let me make sure I didn't miss any cash apps. I don't think I got any tonight. Maybe. Give me a second. Bring it up. Nope. So appreciate everybody with the super chats. I appreciate all the new subscribers. I appreciate everybody that stuck their head in the door, agree or disagree. We have a cultural issue. I don't care about America. America gonna do what they gonna do. Tell you what my granddaddy told me. A cracker gonna be a cracker. What are you gonna do? This is a man that was spit on. This is a man that survived the end of World War II, the Korean War, and the beginning of Vietnam. My father has been spit on. He did 3 tours in Vietnam. He's old enough to remember what white-only signs look like. So while we're using a Crip Walk as an act of defiance against white America, thank you, Kendrick, for all the symbolism, brother. I caught it. However, Kendrick isn't the first. He's not going to be the last. And the way that our culture moves, there can only be one popular woke artist at a time. If we were truly on this shit culturally, Lupe would still be very relevant. So would J. Cole. And we love J. Cole. Came out around the same time. We would love Big Crit the way we do Kendrick, especially here in the South. But from the West to up north to down bottom, we always use hip hop as a platform to express these street stories and not us actually overcoming. When the last time you heard somebody mention Dead Prez? When's the last time you heard somebody mention Goody Mob? Somebody that tightrope and balance street culture with thought-provoking music perfectly? Scarface. But again, that's on us for not putting the younger generation on. But they're the crack babies from the crack that our generation was pushing in the music. Instead of starting our own shit, because we all hustlers, right? We got to get it out the mud. Instead of starting our own labels and actually pushing this shit, we start our own labels and put out more street content, then turn around and blame major white labels for distributing it. Let me see. Brother Blaze says, you don't know. I don't care what you're talking about. We celebrating all the wins, big and small. I appreciate you, bro.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Brother DG says, you earn your stripes, Kofa. I appreciate it, brother.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Just browsing. Appreciate you being in. He says the culture is both the Crips and the doctors. Thank you for that, good brother. We have to push more doctors, more lawyers, more just legitimate business. Period. Even the brothers with 9 to 5s. But again, the street looks cool. It goes back to the popularity. Got people that didn't know it was a blood walk. You saw what I just pulled up on popular ass TikTok. Crip Walk immediately brought up videos. Blood Walk tells me it's dangerous content. Maybe because it had the word blood in it. But again, you know that the Crip is a gang. That the Crips are a gang. And it still brought it up. No hesitation. Because of popularity and an algorithm. And then Snoop tells you, y'all motherfuckers don't even know what you're doing. Y'all out there blooding and Crip walking at the same damn time. Let me see. Let me get BT's comment. He says, my son tells me I was spamming Lupe when he was a kid. Because laugh out loud, I put him on. My daughter is 21 years old. If you ask her right now who her favorite rapper is, she will say Nas.
You go, girl.
Because that's what she had in her ear. A heavy dose of it. Brother Blaze says, y'all don't want to do a deep dive in hip hop. I'll dig in the crates and pull out some real heat for y'all. You know what, Blaze? You just got the 6,000 sub show.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
That is what we're going to do. I'm going to set that up. We're going to have a hip hop celebration and just share our favorite tracks, talk a little bit of shit. Because guess what? I love hip hop too. But it got to be a message. Salute to Kendrick for always putting a message. But I question us as a culture. Can there be more than one? And what are you going to do with that message? Sister Laura approved in the building. She says, that's weird. I don't know what part you're talking about, sis. Drop it in the comment real quick if you're still in here. If not, we're going to roll on. But again, the culture, y'all. What are we going to do next? Trump going to be in office 4 years. I'm going to tell you like I told you last time. Stop being a bitch and figure out how to get some money out of this administration.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
You can complain, stomp a mud hole in the ground, and your black ass ain't leave last time. I'm leaving the country. This is a new revolution. We have watched people die on camera and didn't do shit. But all of a sudden, everybody part of the Black Panthers.
No, you're not. Yeah, no, you're not. No, you're not. Stop.
Bring it back on me. Let's get ready to roll up out of here. We are, hold up, I lost something. Wait a minute, let me bring it back down. Come on, comments. I guess Laura dropped in to say that was weird and then she dipped. We're going to get into my favorite Nas song. So I'll be in the chat with y'all until the end of the song, and then I'm going to end the stream. But go ahead and tell y'all, like I always tell y'all, I love you. Ain't shit you can do about it. You matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. And the nice question, answer that shit for yourself and your people that you're around. What are you going to do now that Kendrick has dropped this big message?